Hey, it's Clayton Olson, and in this video, we're going to talk about if you want a relationship with him, do this first. So, if this is your first time on my channel, I am a relationship coach, NLP master practitioner that works with folks around the deeper blocks that stop them from being able to show up fully in the realm of love, and ultimately help them heal and move past those so that they can start to reach for the things that are most congruent with their highest self and ultimately create long-lasting love. So subscribe to this channel, like this video if you find any value from it, and comment below if there's any questions that come up while I'm talking about this concept. So what is this concept? Let's get right into it. So it's the why. Why do you want a relationship? And that's the question that I want to really leave you with asking today is why do you want a relationship with him, or why do you want a relationship in general? And the reason why this is significant is because in any type of leadership coaching, business coaching, creating mission statements, we start with the why. So what is the mission? What is the intention, the vibration that ultimately all of the actions, the behaviors, the ways of thinking are going to come from? Because it's so important to find that core first so that everything is an expression off of it. Now, the same holds true for relationship. If you have a compromised why, or you're not clear on your why, you might end up making some really terrible partner choices. I'll give you an example. So let's pretend that your why, the reason why you want to get into a relationship, is secretly because you don't want to be alone, because you can't stand being alone. Now, let's look at the consequences that has on partner selection. If you are looking to fill a void with another warm body because you can't stand being alone, what kind of qualification tools are going to be there in terms of who you're going to accept into your life? You're most likely going to accept any warm body. Anybody will do at this point because they will fulfill that why. So your standards are likely to be low, which ultimately may lead to you making poor partner selection, putting up with bad behavior from guys that just ultimately has you feel really poorly, but at least they're fulfilling the why. You're not alone. So when I have clients that work with me, and they're experiencing some type of relationship dysfunction, at some point in the coaching relationship, we typically start to talk about the why. Why is it that they're wanting a relationship? Because the more that we can raise the vibration and the intentionality of that why, the higher caliber person you're going to bring into your life. And also it acts as a North Star, a filtering system, not only for the types of men that you're dating, but it also opens up new ways of communicating as well. So for instance, if I have a why on the opposite side of the spectrum, let's say I have a why around growth. It's somebody that I want to wake up with, someone that I want to be my best self with. Notice how that informs the types of questions that I might ask on a date. Notice that informs the types of things that I might talk about on the date to get to know the person. It allows me to start to shine the spotlight of my consciousness into different territory within the person's mind to figure out who they are and what do they want, and are we on the same page in terms of our why. And that type of upfront work is super important because it allows one to disqualify the people that are not in line with you faster, let go of connections that ultimately aren't going to work, and really invest with a full yes into the ones that you are congruent with, which I believe is 90% of the work here. I see a lot of women and a lot of men spend time banging their heads against a wall with somebody that they're physically attracted to, but their whys are completely off. So for instance, imagine somebody who has a why of, I want to get into this relationship because I want to wake up and I want to grow, versus somebody who wants to get into a relationship because their peers are getting married and having kids and they are feeling like they're getting pressure from their family to get into a relationship. Notice the mismatch that is likely to occur and reveal itself after the honeymoon phase is over. So this is the invitation, is to slow down. If you're really wanting a relationship, slow down and ask yourself, why do I want this relationship? Because the more clear you get on this why, here's what ultimately happens. If your why is based in avoiding something, right? Avoiding being single, avoiding criticism from parents, avoiding what other people would think of me if I'm single, or perhaps I think that I'm broken deep down, and if I get chosen by a man or a woman and I'm finally in a relationship, I can relieve myself of that doubt that there's something wrong with me. Then what will happen is your ability to take a stand for yourself in the relationship and to push back against maybe behavior that is not acceptable, or to stand up to your partner in a way that gives them an honest reflection so that they can grow, that gets compromised. Because what you're running from And what the relationship is a shelter from is your own accusations about yourself, the society's accusations about you. And rather than return to this place where you're feeling like you're suffering and out of rapport with it, you will compromise yourself to stay in a relationship, or you will quiet your voice, you will become diminished and small in the relationship because you don't want to be single. But when you switch the why to something and you get really clear on the why being about moving towards something, building something, creating something beautiful together that you can't create on your own, it actually allows you to have a vision for something that you can fight for in the relationship. It allows you to stand up to your partner and to push them into deeper integrity, and to allow yourself to be pushed into deeper integrity, because the thing that the two of you are creating is an inspiring vision that allows for the resilience for fights to occur, for there to be disagreements, for there to be negative emotions at times, and for the two of you to have this container to process through all of that in service of the thing that you are reaching for. So that is the invitation. Get clear on your why. It is one of the most important things that you can do if you want a relationship. And if this lands at all and you want to express what your why is currently, or maybe what your why has been and what you want your new why to be, feel free to comment below and throw it out there. I'd love to see what came up, what is inspired by this video, and any questions that you have are welcomed as well. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, and one last thing, if you have not checked out the webinar that Jack Butler and I have put on, the link is in the description below this video. It's also in the comment section. Definitely check it out. Some of the best content that we put out there. We answer questions. We dive into all of the different deeper psychological principles that it takes to build a solid relationship from the ground up, all the way from starting with yourself to dating to getting into committed love. So check that out. It's in the link below.